Hi children, today we are going to discuss about the first chapter of 10th standard chemical reaction and the equations. So in this chapter we are going to study about these topics. First topic, the chemical equations, writing a chemical equation, balanced chemical equation, and about types of chemical reactions. In that, combination reaction in detail along with the examples, and decomposition reaction, displacement reaction, double displacement reaction, and also the effects of oxidations that we are seeing in our everyday life, and also the corrosion and rancidity in details. So let us discuss one by one in detail. So first question, while discussing about this topic, first question rises in your head that what do you mean by chemical equation? And how do you write a chemical equation? How we are going to balance the chemical equation? And which are the types of chemical equation? So the effects of oxidation reaction in every life. In this way the questions will comes to our mind. When we consider first question related to chemical equations, you might have seen this type of equations in your textbook. So these are all called as a chemical equations. In both the form you are observing symbolical way and also in the word wise equations also you are observing in this slide. Next, let us know about a chemical equation in detail. So if they ask what do you mean by a chemical equation, you have to write this type of answer. A chemical equation is a chemical reaction which is expressed in a chemical formulas to identify the reactants and products. For example, when I consider ammonium NH3 plus HCl, we get a NH4Cl. So in this way, you can explain. See this type of reaction, this type of symbolical reactions, what we are writing now, that is called as a chemical equation. So in this reaction, ammonia and hydrochloric acids react and forms a ammonium chloride. So in this way, the chemical reaction, how we are going to represent by using some symbols or words and considering the parts left side and right side of the equation. So that is called as the chemical equation. Let us discuss about what do you mean by, some other will ask, what do you mean by chemical equation? Give two examples. If they ask the question like this, again you can write like this. A chemical equation is a symbolical representation of a chemical reaction using formula of reactants and products. In this way also you can write the answer. In chemical reaction we are going to see two types. One word equation and another one is a symbolic equation. Suppose if I write the example like this, when hydrogen combines with oxygen, we will get a water. See, I have used words and I have written, then that type of equations are called as a, we can say that word equations. See, instead of hydrogen word, I have written symbol which represents the hydrogen 2H2 plus O2, we get a 2H2O. So this is the symbolic equation. So you have clear idea about these chemical equations. Let us learn how to write a chemical equation. See, all chemical reactions are represented by chemical equations. Already you have learned that. So chemical equation is a shorthand representation of a chemical reaction. You can also say like this for a question, what is chemical equation? If someone has, it is a symbolical representation of a chemical reaction. Or sometimes you can also write like this, a chemical equation is a shorthand representation of a chemical reaction using a symbol and formula of substances involved in the reactions. See, and while writing this equation, you have to follow some rules. So which is the rule that we have to observe or we have to follow? Let us see one by one. The symbol or a formula of the substances are arranged to show the reactants and the products of the chemical reaction. First thing we have to do like this. Next, afterwards, while writing chemical equation, a chemical reaction occur when starting substances react to produce new substances. So that starting substances are called as reactants. Already you have learnt in your previous classes. See, and then new substance which is going to be formed are called as a products. So if they has, what do you mean by what are reactants? You have to write the starting substances of chemical reaction are called as the reactants. What are products? If they has, you have to write the new substances after reaction what we get, that is called as a product. So here or in other way also you can write the reactants are written on the left side of the equation, whereas the products are written on the right hand side of the chemical equation. So in this way also you can write the answer. See, for example, here I have listed some equations, chemical equations. You can observe which are the reactants and which are considered as the products. So by observing these examples, you can understand the definitions and the identification of reactants, products like that. Okay, let us move on to the next topic. What do you mean? How you are going to balance the chemical equation? That means balanced chemical equation. About this we are going to learn now. See, suppose if I take, according to your textbook, there they have written one sentence. In the reaction, when the iron filings react with a copper chloride to produce iron chloride solution and a copper. See, iron, we know that Fe represents iron and the Cu represent copper and the chlorine represents Cl. So chloride means Cl2. So after knowing these things, these are the steps that we have to understand while balancing the chemical reaction. First step, what we have to follow? First we have to identify the reactants and the products and their formulas. Suppose reactant side iron is there, we have to write Fe, and the copper is there, Cu we are going to write. Our copper chloride means CuCl2. The product side iron chloride and then FeCl3 and copper is Cu. So like that you have to write. So next, after knowing the formulas and the symbols, it becomes very easy for us to write it in a right form. So then the writing the main part of the equation like this is the second step that we have to follow while balancing the chemical equation. So next, after that, so in order to know whether it is balanced or not, we have to count the number of atoms which are present on left side and which are present on the right side. So that means here on both sides same atoms are going to be present, but how, in what quantity they are present. See, observe, everything is same, but chlorine in a reactant side it is 2 atoms with the 2 atoms, and chlorine at an product side it is a 3. So it is, then we can say that the chlorine atoms are not equal, so it is a unbalanced chemical equation, or we can say that it is not a balanced one. So then what we have to do? We have to balance the equation by adjusting the coefficient, by adjusting the numerical coefficient that you are learnt in a mathematics. So by doing like this, so in first step, Fe plus CuCl2 gives rise to 2 molecules of ferrous chloride, so with copper. See, when you observe this, what I have done here, then as a result, the number of ferrous and atoms and copper atoms are not balanced. The ferrous atoms are then balanced first. Next, the copper atoms are balanced. So in this way, in this step, we try to balance each and every atom. Then we have to check whether the atoms, the quantity of atoms present on left side, that means reactant side, and the right side are equal or not. If they are equal, then we can say that that equation is balanced chemical equation. So, and also after observing this, you have to see in this way, you have to represent the equation in a proper manner. Then it becomes a complete balanced chemical equation. See how I have written here 2Fe. S represents solid state and AQ represents aqueous state, means liquid state, and the aqueous, AQ represents aqueous, that means liquid. S represents solid. So in this way you have to balance the given chemical equation by following these steps. Okay. Next, how you have balanced the chemical equation? They will ask the question, Hege, how you have done the balanced the chemical equation? Or someone will comes and ask you, how do you balance the chemical equation? So if they ask the questions like this, you have to write in your own words. First, what you have done in the while balancing the chemical equation? First, we have noticed whether the number of atoms on each number of atoms on each side on the reactant side and is equal to the number of atoms of each element on the product side. First, you have checked it. So, in order to make both the sides equal, you need to multiply the numbers of atoms in each element until both sides are equal. In this way, you can balance the chemical equation, and also, so this is the answer for these questions. Let us move on to the next question. Okay, is balanced chemical equation follows any law? Which is that? Then which law should follow by balance reaction? Which law is applied on the balanced chemical equation? Explain. They will ask like that. Then you have to say based on the law called law of conservation of mass. So what this law of conservation of mass tells us? Just like law of conservation of energy, here is the definition for law of conservation of a mass. Every chemical equation adheres to the law of conservation of mass, which states that matter cannot be created nor destroyed when an equal number of atoms of elements is present on both the sides of the chemical equation. The chemical equation is balanced. See, in this, that means nothing will going to be created, nothing will going to be destroyed. It is present in one form or in another form. Like that you have read in a 6th standard related to law of conservation of energy. Likewise, here also the number of atoms which are present on reactant side must be equal to a number of atoms present on a product side, like a balanced in a chemical balanced equation. Likewise, you have to answer. So this is the law that we are going to see while balancing the chemical equation. Let us discuss about the other thing. Why is it important to balance a chemical equation? Yes, everything should be in a balanced way, otherwise we are going to face lot of problems. Already you know that. So let us, for this question, if they ask like that, you have to write it in a words, no? That's why you have to write. Let's write how I have written. See, observe carefully. It is the important, yes, it is important to balance the chemical equation because there must be an equal number of atoms on both the sides of the equation to follow the law of conservation of mass. By making sure the chemical equation is properly balanced, the mass of chemical compound is correctly preserved. So based on this, we come to know that how it is important to balance the chemical equation. So after knowing about the law which is using in the which is going to be used to balance the chemical equation, let us know about the principle which is going to be used while balancing the chemical equation. Yeah, which is the principle of chemical equation that we are using while balancing the chemical equation? Balancing of chemical equation is based on the principle of atoms conservation, POAC, principle of atom conservation, which states the total number of atoms of each element in reactants must equal the number of atoms of that element is products. It is the derivation of principle of law of conservation. This is the principle that we can see while writing the balanced chemical equation. So after knowing this, let us discuss about the types of chemical reactions. Next, in the types of chemical reaction, first reaction is synthesis reaction, and the second one is decomposition reaction, and the third one is single replacement reaction, fourth is double replacement reaction, and fifth one is the combustion reaction. Let us discuss in one by one. Okay, synthesis reaction. So in synthesis reaction, two or more reactants combine to make a one new products. For example, here in these equations you can observe when two reactants, that means atoms of different elements combines and forms a new product, one new product. So this type of equations we call it as a synthesis reaction. Next, second one, which is the second one, decomposition reaction. In decomposition reaction, a single reactant breaks down to form a two or more products. Here, in reactant side only we are going to have one product, one compound. Then that gets splits into a two or more elements or substances, that means products. So in these two equation, if you observe carefully, you can understand that this type of reactions are called as a decomposition reaction. Let us discuss about the third one, a single replacement reaction. What single things is going to be replaced? Observe the first equation. In Zn plus CuSO4 gives rise to ZnSO4. See, observe SO4. It has changed its position. So then zinc sulfide it has become. In reactant side copper sulfide, and when it starts to react with a zinc, it becomes zinc sulfide. One element is one compound is replaced its and the changed its position. So this type of replacement by a single compound or a product, that we call it as a single replacement reaction. Next, move on to the double reaction. If you have understood the single replacement reaction in a better manner, then it becomes easy for you to understand understand about double replacement reaction. So in double replacement reaction, two ionic compounds exchange ions producing two new ionic compounds. So even you observe these examples, you come to know that Cl and NO3, that two compounds, ionic compounds, they exchanged the place, that means ions. See, when sodium chloride combines with the silver nitrate, we get a sodium nitrate plus silver chloride, like that. See, there two ionic compounds, they exchanged their places. This type of reactions is called as a double replacement reaction. Yes, they will ask some questions to identify which type of reaction is this by giving some chemical equation. So for that purpose only you must know about these things. That means 5 types of reactions. So then let us learn fifth type of reaction, that is combustion reaction. In the combustion reaction, what happens? The single element or a compound combine with oxygen. So any element or a compound, if they combine with oxygen, and then we can see the release of energy, that type of reaction is called as a combustion reaction. This rapid oxidation is called as is called burning process also. So next we have learned, and also next, after knowing about that word oxidation, you have observed the effect of oxidation reaction in every life. Let us see which are the effects that we are observing in our daily life. See, oxidation reaction in every life, in everyday life, we observe many oxidation reactions in our daily life, like corrosion of metals, rancidity, combustion. corrosion. You must have seen the rusting of your car and the burning of magnesium metal in oxygen to form a magnesium oxide in your daily life. Also, an oxidation reaction, life or also oxidation reactions. You can observe like this: rancidity, ಕೊಳ್ತು ಹೋಗೋದು, boost ಬರುದು, that is spoiling of the that bread, like a substances when you kept in a open air. No, you are going to see this type of changes. So this is called as this is due to oxidation effect of oxidation. Yes. Next, let us discuss this some of the reactions which are we are observing it in daily life. Let us discuss one by one. Combustion. What do you mean by combustion? Combustion means in the presence of oxygen only it will this reaction will take place. See, already you have read that any element or a compound combines with oxygen which produces a large amount of energy in the form of heat or a light. So that type of reactions are all called as a combustion. So here I have listed lot of combustion examples for combustion reaction. So I think you have understood in a better manner after observing that every element or a compound it is combining with oxygen and it is forming a energetic substance with the liberation of a lot of energy in the form of a light and heat. See, let us observe these pictures. Already you know that see corrosion of metals that we are going to see in our day-to-day life. We can observe many oxidations reactions in our day-to-day life, like corrosion of metal. Here is the picture which helps us to understand the corrosion. What do you mean by corrosion or corrosion of metal? And the rancidity that you have observed the bread, no? That one. And the combustion, when you are burning some magnesium metal substances, you are going to see that. See, these are all we are noticing in our everyday life. So you must have seen the rusting of car and the burning of magnesium metals in oxygen to form magnesium oxide in our daily life are all comes under the category of oxidation reaction. So let us discuss some other types of chemical reactions that is extra that you have to know. Otherwise already you know about these things, but you have to recall that. Let us recall that things, that type of chemical reaction that we are seeing, okay, which are that okay, exothermic and endothermic reaction. Exo, the word itself says that it is evolved, heat energy is evolved, that means it liberates energy. That type of reactions where the liberation of heat or production of heat will takes place, that is called, that type of reactions are also called as a exothermic. If the reaction in which the heat energy is going to be observed for that reaction, then that type of reactions are called as a endothermic reactions. Here I have written one example for each. So where carbon and plus oxygen molecules combines, we get a carbon dioxide and with the liberation of a heat. So that we are going to see in during the running of any missions or vehicles. Or endothermic reactions means when the zinc carbonate when heated. So we are going to see that zinc oxide will form and the carbon will be carbon dioxide with the carbon dioxide. Here it needs some heat. So that means absorption of heat we are observing here. So that type of reactions are called as a endothermic reactions. Let us discuss about the other type, another one, thermal decomposition. Already you come to know that decomposition, the splitting of a single compound or a mixture into a two or more compounds or elements. So this type of reactions are called as a decomposition. Thermal, here the extra word that we are observing, thermal. Thermal means reference to heat. So we can explain like this. The decomposition reaction caused by heat is called the thermal decomposition reaction. Here I two examples I have mentioned here, so that you have to, if you observe me carefully, you come to know about the definition in a proper manner. Yes, let us discuss about the another type of chemical reaction that we have learnt in the beginning, that means in the HPS section, that means 6th standard itself. What is that? Electrolysis. So electrolysis is the process which help us to know the how many molecules of hydrogen is present and in water, and oxygen in water. So for that process, the purpose we carry this electrolysis process. So here is the picture which help us to understand the electrolysis process, and the symbol which help us to know about the atoms, how they are combining, decomposing. Okay, so this is the way we can understand in a better manner. These are the extra questions, that extra types of chemical reaction already you have learnt in your previous classes. Let us know about another one, that is photochemical reaction. Photo means already you know that light chemical reaction. Here by one example I have written, AgBr gives rise to two molecules of Ag plus Br2. So when you observe this tape, photo film reel, so there they are going to keep that type of reels in a covered dark place. Why? Due to the this photochemical reaction, that the photos, the images will get spoiled. That's why they are protecting in a box where the light will not enter. Next, another example is the another one type of reactions that we are seeing in our daily life. Both oxidation and reaction will take place. That type of reactions are called redox reaction. Oxidation means in the presence of oxygen, or in the presence, or by adding oxygen we are going to see the some reactions, or by removal, if the removal of an oxygen, if you are seen in that chemical reaction, that type of reaction is called as a reduction reaction. Here is the examples that you have learned, and this picture help us to understand what is that loss of electrons in the oxidation and gain of electrons in the reduction. That things we can observe here, and then here also one example which help us to understand about the oxidation and reduction. Okay, let us discuss others type of reactions. Already we come to know about oxidation. Oxidation is the reaction that involves the gain of oxygen or loss of hydrogen. Reduction means loss of oxygen, gain of hydrogen. So in this way, 1 mark questions you are going to face in a examination. For that purpose only I have listed separately oxidation and also reduction, photochemical reaction and also redox reaction. Let us discuss about the effects of oxidation reaction in our daily life. Already we have discussed it. We can see that type of oxidation, effect of oxidation in a corrosion and also rancidity. Yes, and also have explained with the example. So if they ask the question like that, you have to write answer, and along with the example, it will become a meaningful answer for that question. Okay, children, see, after knowing about all these things, you must have start to observe the things what are happening around you, which will make to gain more knowledge related to the effects of different types of reactions that are happening around us. Yes, for more this type of videos which are related to your chapter, watch videos in Guru Renuka Sudha IR YouTube channel. Keep watching videos and gain knowledge. Thank you.